So here we are on our research farm for Sequoia Energy in Ghana, in West Africa. We have roughly 5 acres here that were planted about 4 years ago with Jatropha. And at this research farm we're learning how to grow Jatropha, how to have the plant grow well, and what it takes to make the plant grow well. So these plants at this time of year are just starting to flower, and we'll have fruit on these plants in a couple of months. At this research farm we can do a lot of experiments. We can plant in different planting distances, we can do different fertilizer regimens, we can do weeding different ways, and so this is where we have been learning really for 4 years how to grow Jatropha, and we've learned a lot. So we'll have some views of the research farm to show you this asset in our company. At the research farm, this is an example of Jatropha that is planted too close together. Some of the early information from India said that we should plant 2 meters by 2 meters, or roughly 6 feet by 6 feet. These trees are planted in a diamond, which is more like 6 feet by 8 feet, but it's still too close. Jatropha wants to be a small tree, not a little bush, and so here the canopies have grown into each other, and it's a tunnel that you have to walk through, and the trees are competing too much for nutrients in the soil. So this is a spacing that we can see by experience is not the best for large-scale Jatropha. At the research farm again, this is an example of better spacing. This tree is planted about 10 feet from that tree in the row, or between rows, so we can walk. We have a 10-foot wide area to walk down with our equipment. And these trees will grow and fill this space in here and not be crowded. Again, at the research farm, although these plants are planted too close together, they've had a better fertilizer program or plant nutrition program here compared with our plot right here, where we have really skimped on the fertilizer and just tested the dogma that Jatropha can grow without fertilizer. It grows, but not commercially well. So we're looking for the most fertile soils that we can find that have good fertility in them already, which will give us this kind of growth naturally. And so in our budget, all we need to do is just have a little top off of plant nutrients to get the best production. Here at the research farm, we're experimenting with pruning. So we've pruned a couple of rows here of these 4-year-old trees, and they're starting to regrow, and they'll have fruitful branches that will be lower to the ground. Here's some of the early regrowth from below the pruning wound. These will be major branches that will have fruit.